Hey Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Apologize for my scratchy throat. This is a general relationship reading. This can apply to a work relationship, a friendship, a family relationship, or a romantic or personal relationship, okay? A couple of things before we get started. I did already pull 6 cards from this Lover's Path Tarot deck to get a lay of the land. We will talk about the lay of the land, and then we will pull some clarifiers as we're guided to. The other thing that I would like you to know is that I only inverted 26 cards, so that's 1/3 of this deck has inversions in it, and that's it. So when we see an inversion, it will be a good signal for us that there's something kind of off balance, or there's an obstacle or a challenge in that particular area, okay? So overall, and I'll show you the cards here in a second, but overall, what I'm getting, Sagittarius, the first thing that I got from your energy, which came through as the 7 of Arrows, which is the 7 of Swords, I got dog with a tail between its legs. Like, Sagittarius, you may be asking for forgiveness about something. Something went down, and you may be trying to get back on somebody's good side. And of course, like I said, this can apply to work, this can apply to friendship, this can apply to personal relationship, but that's what I'm getting. Like, and if this isn't you, then maybe when we talk about the person that you have in mind, you can kind of flip the situation. But this came out, I was thinking, I asked Sagittarius what Sagittarius' current energy is, and you came out this way. So my feeling is that something has happened and you've had to ask for forgiveness, or you've had to do some things to try to win something or someone back, okay? The person that you're thinking about came through as the Princess of Cups or the Page of Cups. And so this is the current energy that they're in, which I was really happy to see this, because this is like a very hopeful and at least communicative, right? So the Page of Cups heart is not shut down. The Page of Cups is open to talking and discussing, and I would even venture to say option open for fixing if something needs to be fixed. So the person that you're thinking about is in a very positive mindset from this card, and the overall energy for the relationship came through as strength. So I think, Sagittarius, there is an obstacle that you need to overcome here, or that the relationship needs to overcome. But again, this is a really positive card to get. So it's almost kind of like you guys aren't ready to give up, right? So whatever this is, whether it's a job that just isn't working out, or a relationship, or maybe some squabbles within the family, whatever the case is for you, that you're not exactly ready. And this is for the relationship. So I'm getting that neither of you are really ready to completely give up on this. There's some work that needs to be done to find some balance. But this is hopeful for me. What you want from the relationship, you came through as transformation, otherwise known as the Death card. And that's kind of that's one of the main reasons I got this. Like, I think something went down. So a couple different things I could see here. Something went down, Sagittarius, and now you're really looking to kind of start over and for some forgiveness about something. Or some stuff went down and you're really looking to change the dynamic of the relationship. Like, it wasn't working for you the way that it was, and now you really want to kind of shift it and change it so that it works better for you. So I can see both of those with these 2 cards, okay? So see which scenario might apply for you. What the person that you're thinking about, the energy that they're in, and this is the only inversion that we got, is the 7 of Wands in reverse. I think it's called Staves in this deck, yeah. So again, like, really good energy. because they don't want to be defensive anymore. I think they're open to communicating. I think they're open to working something out, at least getting some basic terms of understanding and some agreements on the table. They don't want to fight. They don't want to be defensive. This is like cooperative energy. So Sagittarius, if you've been wondering, like, are they open to talking with me about this? Based on these cards, I would say a pretty strong yes. If something did go down and you're trying to figure out if they're open, I think they are. I really do think they are based on these cards. And the last card of the 6 that I pulled, just to kind of get the lay of the land, was what the obstacle or the challenge is or was for this relationship. And I got wisdom, which is the High Priestess card. And I had to think about this one for a second. And what I got was, there are things, we're going to get clarification on this for sure. But it's almost kind of like you're not sure day to day, or the relationship doesn't have necessarily like a day-to-day stability. There are things that are unknown about the future and how things are going to play out. And, you can say that about anybody, that everybody knows that. But if you really stop to think about it, like, I know that I'm moving in 4 weeks, right? And I know all the different things that I need to do to kind of get that done. The energy that I'm getting from this is like, you guys really aren't sure where you're going, like day to day, week to week. Like, apply that as you will, because that's, I know that's general. However, I really am getting a strong hit about that the challenge is that maybe you guys can't agree or get on the same page with where to take the relationship or what the next step is. It's that kind of thing. It's a little bit hard for me to articulate right now. So let me start with that one and get clarification on that one, okay? So for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, can we please get clarification for this wisdom card related to the obstacle or the challenge in this relationship that they're thinking about? What is this wisdom card telling us? What clarification can we get for Sagittarius for this relationship? The obstacle for this relationship. All right, so we have the 4 of Swords. Kind of goes along with what I was just saying. We'll talk about that in a second. The Queen of Cups. And the Devil card. Shadow dance in this deck. I'm wondering, Sagittarius, if I'm getting a little bit of codependency for some reason, especially from these two. So obstacle or challenge is that these two are kind of more, related. So I'm getting that one of you, and it could be both of you, sometimes we meet people and it kind of triggers our codependency and we become codependent on each other type of deal. That, obviously happens. So apply as appropriate for you, but the strong message that I'm getting here is codependency. Maybe too much sharing, not enough time apart. Not enough time to kind of explore and figure your own stuff out. The 4 of Swords and the High Priestess card, for all intents and purposes, are energies of kind of taking a time out, time to meditate, time to reflect, time to figure out, WTF, why, what, where, how, it's all that, kind of going internal. So maybe the obstacle to this relationship is that you guys were spending too much time together. And it wasn't giving you enough time to kind of have your own space and do the things that we need to do. Sometimes we just need to be alone and veg on the couch, or go hang out with our own friends, or read a book, or just stare at a wall, like whatever. We need time alone, and sometimes when we get into relationships we don't take that time. So that is what I'm getting for the clarification for this obstacle in this relationship. So clearly you guys care about each other. But Sagittarius, I'm willing to bet that you are the one that really wants this shift, that you want to kind of shift out of this codependent type of energy, that you recognize that it's not healthy and that you want to do something a little bit different. So you're trying to have your cake and eat it too, is what now I'm getting from the Seven of Swords. Now that we're getting some clarification, and that's why you kind of came out as this type of energy, which is like you want to keep this relationship, but you're realizing that you can't put all of your eggs in this particular basket. You have to kind of spread out a little bit, and you're trying to figure out how to do that. But you clearly want something to shift, okay?